All right, here we are working on the language server again later in the evening. Sean and I cut off earlier in the middle of what we were doing. And so now we're back again.
What's up, guys?
How's it going? Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Okay, so here we go. We were in the middle of Gandalf, right? We were trying to figure out what was going on there.
Yep.
So, all right. So we are, for those, for Sikan and those who are just picking up from where we left off because you didn't see before, we're deep inside of the function that helps us to identify completions for a position in a file. So there's this function that gets completion. So basically it goes through a big, like a bunch of hash tables in memory. And those hash tables are values, just basically like memory data structures that that are maintained as the files get changed and recompiled in the project, and they contain type info and things like that. So we've got like the position in the file where autocomplete is happening, and we've made it so that the autocompleter can recognize when we want to complete an object's attributes. And now we're just trying to get it to actually recognize a hash as like an object attribute field lookup, like a record. And so we're in the middle of that right here. We've gotten it to the point where it does recognize it as an attribute, but it doesn't yet see it as a record or an object. So that's kind of where we're going from. Did I sum it up well, Sean?
That sounds about right.
Okay, great. You don't need to, if you're just kind of passively watching, that's fine too. I can just hack away on it. You don't have to actively pair either. Let's see, is there a way to hide this Zoom screen? I don't know how to do that, but before it kind of did it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, who's that?
Yeah, that's Antonio.
Oh, hey Antonio, thanks for joining.
Yeah, no worries. Happy to be here. Just a little concern I have with hard coding any special treatment for hash is that so BuckleScript actually treats it differently, but it can be a standard infix operator like outside BuckleScript.
Oh, really? Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so it's just reason that like formats it kind of like an object access.
Okay.
But like hash is any like you have your pipe operator or like your bind and map and fix operators, and like hash can be the same.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So it's or that would be my only concern of use like special casing it.
Like parsing specifically on that. So how does OCaml then do its object fields accessors?
It's just a single hash.
Okay, so instead of 2 hashes, we could just do 1.
But that also exists in Reason.
Oh, really? Because that's just a normal.
Right. So like object, right? BuckleScript hash is for js.t.
Right. Okay. So if we do special case this, what would be the worst that could happen to someone who's like, I think the worst that could happen to someone who has in OCaml gone ahead and used hash as a normal infix operator is that their autocompletions wouldn't work, which they won't anyway, right? Like,
or yeah, I mean, granted, it's I have never actually seen it.
Yeah.
Like have never seen anybody using it.
Okay.
It seems like probably worth just trying to figure out like the machinations, like how the autocomplete works for this stuff. And then like once we have that actually working, we figure out how to look up all the fields for an object and get autocomplete working, then to go ahead and generalize it to whatever the object method access and
sounds like a great idea. Or like I'm here to give you problems, and apparently Sean is here to give you solutions.
Love it.
It's good to know what the problems are down the road at least.
Yeah. And even in that case, I might debate that like this is still making the language server more useful for general cases, even if it's creating a problem for that case. But definitely something.
Yeah, I think it probably wouldn't be a problem if you just limit it to say like js.t. But I think we can figure that out later.
Great. Okay. So here we've got our message handlers then, and we do go ahead and we say, given we parse out, we do a partial parse, and we look for anything that starts with a dot or a hash, and we split those apart so that we have parts in our identifier. So in these cases here, we've got like, here's some sample data. We have the person object type and the type person type. And we've got Sean. Oh, and we don't need to worry about that. That's old. Sean and Gandalf, and Gandalf's an object, Sean's a record. And so when we test js.log Sean A, we get a couple of, oh, this Zoom screen is just getting in my way big time. Okay. Looking for Sean, found it, Sean. Then we have, let's see, 2 attributes, a string and an int. So this is autocomplete for a record is actually working. It finds 2 fields, age and surname, which is correct. So we're trying to get object to work in the same way. And so we've gotten to the point where we can come over here and request an autocomplete. We can see that it is trying to complete Gandalf and S. So we've got a path that is that contains Gandalf as the record, the object name, or rather the bound value, and S is the field that we're starting to want to autocomplete. There we go. Target is Gandalf, suffix is S right there. So, okay. So now we're over in the file where we had all those comments, which is in new completions. And okay, this is right where we were trying to figure out what the type of the argument is here when we're completing on Gandalf. Okay, that's right, because here we switch on the type. And here this is where we extract the type, I think. Declared.
And Antonio, you might actually know this. So if you look on line 604 there, we were trying to extract the name of the type here. And the type of the name is a location.loc, parameterized by a string. Do you have any idea what that type is, or how we can just kind of figure out how to print the name of the type?
Yeah, that's what we were trying to do.
I think, isn't a location.loc, doesn't it have like txt and lock? I think it's just a record of like a and location.t.
Type name.
T sounds familiar.
Oh, so that should be type.name.txt. Hey, well,
So
I don't.
What is type name? Where is it coming from? Is it coming from above?
Look, now we're getting information on it. Yeah, look,
Yeah, that looks right.
We weren't getting this before.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, way to go. Okay, let's.
Yeah, nicely done, Antonio.
saving our skins here. Okay, so the language server just restarted, and we should be able to come through here and get that the type name equals something, right? Type name is T. Okay, is that helpful? Type.name.t.
Does it tell you T? Did it tell you? Oh,
yeah, right here.
Type name T. Probably.
Maybe if is that like?
I think it's T in the JS namespace, right?
Yeah.
No, the JS module.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that makes sense.
JS.t.
So how
that would
we
make
know
sense
that?
to me.
Yeah, is that going to tell us the module path? So maybe we can print a visibility path.
Yeah, let me just 1 sec. Is that its type? Is that type.name that you're hovering over, or
yeah, type.name right there is.
There might be a little delay here.
Type. Name is loc. Yeah, name is a loc.
It might be module path.
Module path equals %s, and I don't know if we can actually do a module path as a string.
And I actually think this is a Jared type.
Oh, module path is him. Okay. Module.
No,
path.
the whole record. It might be.
Yeah.
So shared types. Maybe he added some documentation. So you can go. Maybe you can go to that namespace. That module. Why do I keep saying namespace?
Here we go. Here's a visibility
Working
path.
closure.
And what's cool about this is
yeah.
we could actually do a deriving show on this. And that should...
I don't know if you need to do that.
Oh, no?
I mean, you can certainly do that. I would look for a function that gives you a string based on a visibility path.
We could look for like show... Oh, look at that. Let rec show visibility path. It's just right there. Well,
yeah, actually, I think polarity search would be a really cool feature to add to RLS.
that would
Like
be
Google?
Yeah, exactly like Google.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
But you know, the show visibility path doesn't actually return a string.
What does it return?
It returns... It looks like it takes more
Option
than...
of, whoa.
It returns more than just the visibility path.
Right.
It returns... Or it takes more than the visibility path.
Is there anything else?
References, share types, let show paths.
Why are you searching for show, though?
Because I know that he was using that naming convention.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, he
I
has
see.
some functions that do that. So like type visibility path. What would you search for?
Just visibility path.
Okay, that would make more sense. Visibility path. I don't see one, but I bet you that that deriving show will work.
Yeah, for sure.
Except on path.t, but maybe we can get it to work on path.t too. Ooh,
What is deriving show worker? How does that work?
Yeah, so deriving show is a PPX that's published by Jane, the company Jane Street. And what that does is that
Right.
comes in and it looks at the file types and it figures out how to print the structure without any extra code. So like it'll go ahead and it'll write a function that converts that structure to a string. The only trick is it has to work with everything. So like it works with ADTs automatically, and it works with normal like string, Boolean, primitive types automatically. But in this case, we have this path.t. So we got to go to module path, which I don't see. Is that a built-in?
Does it work with recursive things like that?
I think it does, yeah.
Yeah, it should. I'm sure they use it all over.
But I'm pretty sure we're going to get an easy error here because I don't think a path can.
Yeah.
So where do we think this path comes from?
I think that actually comes from type tree.
Okay, so I think one thing we can do here is, I don't know if you can add a decorator to a field like that, but I'm going to try it. Yeah, I guess not.
So I guess my question is, why do you want to look at visibility path? We can assume it's JS and just look at the contents of the type, maybe.
How do you mean? I want to know more about that.
So you're trying to look at visibility path because it's module path in the declared record, right?
Yes, yeah.
But if you go back to, was it partial parser or what was it?
I think
where you're modifying the
right
autocompletion function.
Yeah, completions.
There you go. Okay, so if you go, what is TYP?
TYP.
Name maybe.
That's a type declared.
Or actually, yeah, of what? What is the, okay. It's a declared of type.t, right?
Yeah.
And so you see how the last field of the record is contents?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that contents is of type t. So I would then go to, what is module type, and then like what is its t? And so t is, so I'm sure that if you print the name of t,
I don't think we have a name on t though, right? Because we've got params.
Never mind.
We've got typ.
Yeah, you're right. I think I was looking at the wrong place.
We could do typ dot
so we have a
string. We could do that.
decal to string.
Yep.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah, that's what it said right there. So let's see if we did typ.contents.typ.decal to string, that should return
Is
a
that unit to string?
it
It doesn't look to be.
okay, let's go back again. This type T has a typ field, which is a flexible declaration.
Yep.
And flexible declaration has decal to string on it, right? Oh, but you have to pass in a string to it.
Yeah, well, how does Jared use it?
Great question. Shared some type decal to string text. And what is text?
That might just be txt is, where is it?
Name.
Yeah, so, okay, great. It's the thing that you're already printing. It's typ.name.txt. So we can do this.
Okay, so we just pass in that here.
Yes.
See what happens, I guess. I'm a little lost, but let's try it out. Type name, module path type T of A. That's great.
Well,
That's helpful.
it's a T of A.
It's because I think it's because that's not actually the module path, right? That's the contents, right? So we wanted the module path. We wanted to see what module is in.
Maybe can you go back to your example? Let me look at the example. The Sean example, like type Sean. Yeah, that one.
That one.
Yeah. Person OBJ.
No,
that's fine. That's fine. Let me just look at it. So Gandalf is a JST, I guess. What does RLS say if you hover over Gandalf and ask for its type? So it is indeed a type T of A, right?
It is, yeah.
And
the module is named.
That is what we're getting.
Yes.
But now we want to know what it prints for js.t.
Basically, I think we want to like match on the module name, and if the type is T and the module is JS, then we know it's a JS object, and we can get the fields off of it, right?
I'm not sure. I would look to the contents type definition again. Okay. And there might be something else that may help us.
Well, I'm interested to know if we can print anything in the module path as well, because I feel like that will help us. But
yeah, can you go to shared types again?
Yep. Let's see. Shared types, flexible declaration. We wanted. Oops, sorry about that. You wanted.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. So, oops.
That's the one. Feel free to annotate the screen too if you want, or I think you can even press Control.
How can you do that? Or I'm fine. I don't know how to work with computers.
Here, I just gave you control of the screen too. Oh, I guess I have to allow it.
No, don't give me too much power.
All right.
Let's see. So params would be just our A. What is a flexible type?
Flexible type? That's a good question. Well, it's got a toString on it.
Let's do it.
And it's got arguments, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, actually, I'm a little confused.
Is this like a separate AST type Jared created to represent things in RF?
I think Jared abstracted over.
So these aren't AST types so much as, well, I guess they are, yeah. So there's like the OCaml AST, and Jared uses that at times for parsing, I think, or at least for parsing the compiled output. But these are types that he uses to represent like the completable items in memory. Like this contains all the information he
Oh.
get completions out and things like that.
Yeah, what do you think about printing flexible type to string?
Yeah, let's do that.
Uh,
And that takes unit, which is great. So let's say.
yeah, exactly. Indeed.
And where did flexible type come from again?
I think it would be in TYP. I think we better check out, but it would be instead of contents. I think it would be.
So many types here.
No, it's in type.t.
It's in
Yeah,
params.
exactly. And then it would be
we'd have to go over the params and
typ.params, then first of that list, and then first of the tuple.
Awesome. Or we could map over the list as well.
I assume there's only going to be one in this case. So
okay. So
we can
let's
simplify that.
typ dot, I already forgot params, I think.
Yes. typ.params, and then list.head.
List.head, okay. And that's an exon that'll throw, right? List.
Yeah, but that's fine for now.
Is there a tuple dot first?
It's HD.
HD.
Unless you're using belt, which I don't know what is.
I've got belt in there, but I'm not using it right now.
typ.params, list head, and then
is there a tuple?
FST. Yeah, FST.
Okay, great. So just first.
Just FST. Yeah, it's in pervasives. Then
toString or.
And then wait, this is already okay. Now we got the flexible type, and then we want to access
the toString.
.toString in it. Yes, but I think you may have to wrap this in parens.
I think it's good with the fast pipe. I think it's okay.
All right. If it is, it's because I made it okay. If it's not, it's because I fucked up.
Yeah. Well, no, we do have problems. What are those problems? Syntax error. It says. What are our syntax errors here? Oops.
It's weird.
Yeah, I don't see a syntax error.
Can you put everything in parens until FST?
It's up here. The syntax error is up here again. Okay, let's see.
Well, it would say in block, but it would be the whole block, I think, which is not very helpful.
Everything up to FST?
Yeah. Wait.
Oh, duh. No, totally. You're right. I didn't see that. I'm sorry. That you're right about that. I think that how it be able to.
Then
well, no, that what should have worked.
All right. So counting parens 1, 2, 1, 2.
It should be working.
Wait, are you missing a paren at the end of log?
Let's see.
I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You're missing a paren at the end of this whole statement.
Yeah, you closing as printf but not log.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Yay.
So what is wrong with params then? It's saying that declared doesn't have.
Yeah, it's contents.params probably.
Type.contents. Okay. Params. Whew, that took a bit. Now, what if we did that? Does that work? I think it might work. Log.
I don't remember the precedents, but
Yeah,
I know I wrote them.
You wrote them? Because fast pipe.
Yeah, I wrote fast pipe.
Amazing. Way to go.
I don't remember the precedents.
Yeah, it totally works.
Okay, great. It's probably very hacky.
Looking for Gandalf. Type name. Module path is. Okay, so the param is, as you said, dot is just A.
Oh my god. That is annoying.
So what are we looking for here? Basically, we're just trying to figure out how to know if we should treat this as a JST of A. But I don't even know if we need to treat it as a JST of A, right?
So I think we want to know what the A is, right? We want to resolve
we do.
A to what it actually is. Because like a JS.T is like, it's a type T of A, but it is in particular, like the thing that makes it a BS.obj is it's a type. It's a JS.t, which is like any t that takes an a type variable, but that type variable itself is an OCaml object.
Right.
Right, which is what you see when you hover over your like Gandalf example.
You see the bracket, the caret brackets, right?
Yes.
Yes, that right there, from bracket to bracket. That's the description of an OCaml object. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what we want to. I don't even know why it prints like that. That's something for another time, I guess. Maybe that's using the reason outcome printer, which I
Very
doubt.
well could. It's a good question.
But it's fine.
So you're saying that we want to resolve that A type?
Yes, exactly. Or, I mean, resolve air quotes, right?
Like we
something
just
like the artifacts which we're reading, right? We should already have that information somewhere.
Okay, I see. So you're saying that maybe even somewhere, hopefully somewhere in here, we've got all of that stuff. Now, what about attributes? Maybe.
Yeah. So where are you editing this code in particular?
Which we're in the middle of new completions, and inside of the get function, and we have located
in new completions, I guess.
Yes.
What is the path? I think my internet connection is kind of horrible.
Oh, are you lagging behind? Analyze the
a little bit.
Package the new completions file around line 600.
Yeah, and so what is this function looking for?
Well,
I think I saw some match cases for record and attribute or whatever.
Yeah, and that happens here.
What are you hooking into?
So it says we've gone through and we have an attribute right here, the target and a suffix, and then it switches on the target.
Is this attribute bs.obj or something like that?
Attribute. Well, we logged out target and suffix, and it says it's an attribute and that the target is Gandalf and the suffix is S. We can uncomment that. Let's see. Target Gandalf suffix equals S. So the target is actually a list. And Gandalf is
I see. I
first
see.
part of it.
This is irrelevant to like what the type is. It's just what the user is querying for.
Yes, right. And so coming in here, we've got first and rest, and it says it's looking for first, and it finds in scope stamps.values, and it says, oh, I found it. And it finds declared.name.text. So it says it finds a variable named Gandalf, finds a binding name.
Okay.
And then we have declared.contents.type.getConstructorPath, right? And so type comes from dig constructor. And that's what we're working with right now.
Okay, that makes sense.
So type, we're trying to figure out if type has type content. We want to find out what the attributes are, right? So inside of declared.
Yeah, I guess.
Contents T. Oh, and we said that the type was actually type.t, right?
Yep.
Type.t. T.
It was in shared types.
That's funny. There we go, right there. Shared types T, kind, params, and type.
Right. So now we need kind. That's the only thing that we haven't touched.
Abstract, open, tuple, record, and variant. But I feel like flexible declaration also had attributes on it, and we didn't look at those.
Okay.
Let's see.
Sounds easier to look into that then.
If I'm right, I might not be right, but okay, migrate attributes.
That's I think that's for milk.
Okay. As simple type
I could be
declaration.
wrong.
String is simple type declaration of path.t, declaration kind, and declaration to string. That doesn't seem like what we need.
So declaration to string is probably what we already printed.
What
which
about
gave us type T of A?
when we looked at the params and we got the flexible type out, all that we looked at was the toString. We didn't try get arguments, which should return a list of other flexible types, I guess. But there's also a toString on the flexible type, right? So I mean, that's what returned the parameterized A.
What does, so if you go to flexible declaration again, and I think that might actually, well,
flexible declaration.
Yeah. What is, yeah, it was right there. Just hover over it, it will tell you.
Which
what is declaration kinds? And like, I'm also intrigued as to like what simple type is, and if we have utilities already to print simple types.
Yeah.
That would be a way of finding out where we need to look for.
Well, I can make this flexible declaration into a printable by going like this and by going like this.
Yeah, but then you have to.
So I just make the functions opaque, and then on the kinds, kinds are from.
Right, but that's so much. I don't know if I was talking about kinds or like, what is a simple declaration, right? Like the simple type dot declaration. What is that? It seems like if there's a simple type, there would be some utils to deal with them.
So you weren't curious about these right here?
No, I was curious about simple type. So line 108, right? There's like
I see.
A function of string to simple type. What is that thing?
As simple declaration gives you back name, variables, and body. That does sound interesting. And what is the string?
And so within the simple type module, is there a thing to print it?
Let's go look. There's definitely a name field on it. Simple type. Simple type has expr of source, body, declaration of source, used sources, expr, used sources, compare, map source, decl map source, and that's it for simple type.
Well, I'd really like to know where we print. I'm gonna go look. Look in the RLS repo as well.
I'm pretty amazed that it's just at the volume of what Jared has written here. I think that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's a lot. So is the okay? Never mind.
So one thing that we're not looking at is we do get back a query env. Maybe there's something we could do there. No, because it's just the environment. That doesn't really help.
All right. Here's another thought.
Okay.
Where is the place where Jared does the dot completion for records? Do you know?
Yeah, I believe it's down right here. Because
sorry, let me tab into Zoom again.
If we switch on type.contents.kind, then we get out this.
What line is this?
Line 628.
Or 628 in yours, but it would be in record switch kind record, right?
Yes.
Okay. Great. So we're gonna have to look for kind. Kind is what we want. Because kind is record in this case, right?
Yes. And what will it be in our object case? That is the question.
That is indeed.
And what type is kind? Shared types.type.t. I thought share types.type.t was
Let's see.
why is it saying that that's edited? Okay. Shared types.type.t.
Oh boy, I think doesn't have to do a lot of things. Do you have like the line where? Sorry, your screen is really fuzzy because I think my internet connection is just horrible right now.
Oh, that's not good. Sorry.
But do you have a line?
Oh, here we go. Type kind.
Where, so like you said that you're calling dig constructor.
I'm calling which constructor?
Dig.
Oh, yes.
After found it.
Yes, I am calling that.
And so what comes after that? Is like a reduce call to belt list?
Yes.
Okay. So right here, it seems like we're also going to have to add a case for whatever we're going to
For object or something like that,
want,
right?
maybe? Or maybe what this is okay, reduce over the rest. What is rest? Well, we'll cross that bridge. Okay.
Oh, we're getting some.
Because like he calls hover.dig constructor like recursively or something, or over everything in rest, I guess. Which I don't know what is.
I just got some crashes, so I gotta go to the reason language server, and I gotta enable. Oh, where is it? I gotta enable the show bug debug errors in the console, because when I try to autocomplete now on a record, we get some crashes going. Restart reason language server. Boom. Got some nasty crashing here. Okay, it's saying.
What is?
Oh, exception failure on head. Because we were trying to log out from head before.
Oh, yep, makes sense.
No can do.
This is annoying. My screen got maximized because something you did.
Something I did?
Yeah, Zoom just does it automatically, I think.
Thanks, Zoom.
All right, what is TYP? All right, we saw it was a share types dot declared of what? It was a share module type, I think. And then module type had a type T itself. All right, there we go. So abstract open tuple record variant. Right, so it wasn't. Oh, this is maybe gonna be. So what is our type? I think it might be an abstract, right?
Don't we need to add a new one? That's object.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
You don't think
right?
so?
Because the object is a type variable. And then, so I would suspect. So our kind is it's not an open. It's not right. Open some module maybe, or is it open object? Who knows? It's not a record. It's not a variant. Type. It is an abstract type, right? It is a JS.t. Which might be abstract. And then it has what I would imagine is a list of flexible types. I'm looking at line 199 of shared types.
That's also what I'm looking at too.
Okay. And so I think I would match on whenever Jared is doing like type.contents.kind, like matching on record.
Yeah.
I would actually just also match on abstract and log something saying, hey, I'm here. Like,
great idea. And I was also confirming here in the other file that when we have a record,
Yeah.
Sean dot. Okay, yeah. So here are two attributes, string and int. So inside of here, record attributes, those attributes are indeed the fields for the record.
Okay.
So now you're saying let's do that same thing with the abstract type. Abstract, right? And stop showing me that. Abstract has an option. So we're going to say abstract.
Which we're going to ignore. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Or actually, yeah, we're gonna match on abstract of sum, and then ignore the first argument and print whatever is in the list.
And then like attributes, maybe. I wish that question marks were acceptable in the syntax. That'd be nice. Okay, attributes, and we're gonna try to do what we can.
And these are flexible types, which we can maybe print or something. I don't know.
I'm sure this is gonna kill our ability to compile though, because we're gonna have to return something from this branch, right?
Just return none.
None. Okay. This constructor sum expects 1 because there we go. It's a tuple. Okay, great. Attributes, flexible type. And what does flexible type have on it that we can print again?
I think it has something.
String.
Yeah, exactly.
Brilliant. A.toString.
Right, and then we're gonna get A again, maybe. Hopefully not.
Abstract adders. Something like that. And will that compile?
Oh, it has to.
Oh, it did. It did. All right. Now or never. That wasn't very helpful, was it? So it doesn't, either it didn't recompile or it didn't get to the abstract branch.
Right. Which makes sense, maybe. Given how it makes sense that, or like that was the next problem I was going to bring up, is we may have to dig recursively into this.
Ooh, okay.
But I could be wrong.
Could it also be that we're like, that we're supposed to be doing something up here and we're not like adding this branch and we're not.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Because Jared is also overriding TYP, right? He's overriding type.
Somewhere down below.
Which from above, right? He gets type from dig constructor, and then he does a reduce on stuff and overwrites type.
Okay.
Like shadows the variable.
Good old shadowing. We're not seeing anything here though at all.
Okay, we didn't.
Yeah, so I wonder what.
Okay.
What's our type?
Yeah, I'd love to know that. So it's probably time to add a couple more branches to the switch statement and see what we have there.
We could even do a type to show, huh? Or a type to string.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So and the type, we're actually switching on the kind, right? Type.kind.
I think so.
Yeah, type.contents.kind.
And kind would be abstract open tuple record variant.
So let's say let show kind equals kind switch. Yeah, you're kidding me. Go away. Switch on kind. And if it's an abstract of anything, let's go abstract. If it's open, then tuple record variant. And boop, and boop, and woo. Boop. I keep wanting show to be useful, and it's so close, but then not quite, because I'm not sure how to use it in certain areas. Or deriving show, rather. Okay. So we wanted to belt list reduce. Sometimes this code feels a little challenging to read. Log.log format.sprintf and percent s AAA colon DYP equals percent s, and that percent s is going to be type dot contents dot kind in share types dot to string, or kind to show kind, and it's going to be shared types dot type dot show kind. Wow, we did that. Okay. It's an abstract. It is an abstract.
It is an abstract. Okay.
But why isn't the... Oh, it's because it's going to be abstract of none. That's why.
Well,
I'm pretty
that
sure.
would just be sad. Yeah. It has to be. Otherwise, we'd get something.
None here.
Or maybe the list is empty. That would also be the... that would be the other thing. Oh no, otherwise it would print. But we'll just print an empty
Yeah.
thing.
That's it seems like it would
Yeah.
print to me.
Oh, so annoying.
Okay. None. We got a none, sir.
We got a none. All right.
Oh, we got a
Stop
none.
digging there. Okay. So I am digging through, I guess, the dig constructor. Like, how does Jared print the JS.t thing? Or like, if we know that, we can, we can figure this one out.
How do we do what?
How does he know, like, when you hover over it? Like, how does he know what the JS.t is? So I'm looking in source analyze hover.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Finding anything interesting?
Not yet.
While you
But you could go there and add some prints here and there.
hide zoom toolbar. How do we do it? It's always in my way. If you want to hide them, you can use our SDKs. That's not, that's not what I wanted to hear. It used to hide on its own. Maybe it's only for the paid version. No, I'm kidding. All right, this is too hard. No, I'm not gonna bother. I'm just gonna keep allowing it to be here. Okay, you were saying I could go to the hover.
Yeah. Can you go to the Gandalf file and hover over it again, just for me to see what it prints out? Maybe easier to puzzle it together. Yeah, just hover over that. Yeah, interesting. Hover over. Oh no, that's what I wanted you to do. Okay, so that says. And is that markdown, or what is that?
The documentation.
Oh,
I think it is. Yeah.
okay. So I think what it's doing is just doing tip type dot decal to string. It is doing that, but it might, or maybe not. it might be digging better.
Like recursively digging.
Maybe. All right, go to hover line 95.
Here we are. Typed T, right?
I think this might be it. I could be very wrong.
Okay, constructor path, dig constructor.
But I do see the root thing there. Not sure
so
if you know what I'm talking about.
You're seeing the type.decl to string is what you get out here, right? The txt.
Well, but there's extra type info.
Yes, up inside it. You're saying we're inside of extra type info.
Yeah, so maybe we need to get that type somehow.
Let's see what we've got up here.
Oh, it's still digging the constructor. Yeah.
So the txt is %s and.
Or actually, yeah. So actually what we want is not extra type info, because that I think is what was giving us the, well, I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I think that's what's giving us type T of A. I think type string is also something that we want to print, something that's on line 96, because I'm gonna bet type string is what we want. That is the JS T of things.
So you're saying maybe we want to parse, like first we get the type string and then we want to reparse it out again. So we like.
Oh no! I'm sure that that's the toString method, but like it probably has all that information already structured for us.
Okay. %s.
I think you want %s, yeah. Type string.
Okay, great. Is it going to reload the server?
Yeah, okay, that's fine too.
Oh, we don't need control space. We need to hover. That's right. That's what I was testing. Okay, check that out.
Yes.
Text is T. Full type is T of A.
Boom.
Type string.
I knew it.
Wow. Amazing.
Okay.
So T.toString. What is type T? That's a flexible type.
Is it?
Yep, right there. Shared types.flexible type and toString. Now, where would we find the implementation of toString? That comes back on the object itself.
So
right?
I don't think that's the problem we have. I think the problem we have right now is we still don't have T.
In our file, we don't have T?
And yes, we don't know that Gandalf is. We don't have the T to which Gandalf refers to, I think.
Well, let's see. So if we call
JS.T or the parameterization for JS.T that you're referring to?
The JS.T, I guess.
Got it. Okay.
We would need a flexible type, right? And
we can get that. It's just there's something that I'm still missing.
Ow. Excuse me.
Okay, so we switch on a lock. And a lock is either an explanation, an open type definition, whatever. Okay, so going back to new completions, we say determine a completion, and we have target and suffix, and then we're looking for first. And then what did we say about, what did it tell you about that? Completing for string Gandalf. Token parts are Gandalf. Found it Gandalf. Sorry, show me the example again. Sorry. Oh, target Gandalf suffix is empty.
Yeah, because
I
didn't
the
have any
Gandalf example again. Looking for Gandalf. Okay, so looking don't do that. Go back, please.
Here?
To the example file, the Gandalf file. Yeah.
Here we are.
Go up.
I think you're a few seconds behind my actual.
Yeah, it's lagging a little bit. Go up.
I'm
All
up.
right. Type. What is Gandalf of what type? What
Person
age?
object.
Surname. Oh, Gandalf is of type person obj. Okay. Well, it's js.t of person obj.
Correct. Yes.
And we still haven't found person obj, right? We have found Gandalf, but not its type.
Well, because you didn't annotate Gandalf, right? So this is inferred.
Oh, but it knows. It knows.
Really?
Well, it knows it's the same shape as person object, but I don't know.
But it's not the same one, right?
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, because structural typing.
Fair.
So now it says it's type person object, but if we take that off.
No. Don't take it
out.
off. Just ask for a completion.
Okay, but if we do take it off, then we see it's a js.tfa.
Yep, you're right.
Otherwise, there we go. Now it knows it's a person object.
Yeah, and then if you ask for a completion on Gandalf.
That's actually pretty interesting. Look at that. If we tell it what type it is,
yeah,
then we can get the fields off. Otherwise, if it's just abstract, we can't get them off.
But it's still abstract, right? But now it's an abstract. It was abstract of none, and now it's abstract of some.
So I guess it would be like without a type definition, it would be like an ad hoc record, right? Or an ad hoc object shape.
Yeah, but just like RLS can tell you what it is.
Yeah, it should be able to.
We should be able to find it too.
That. I agree. So do we have to like descend deeper into the bowels of the digging is the question, right? But no, we were saying we were trying to find a flexible type and then find out what toString would do on it, right? Because abstract, we can get a flexible type if this is a sum, but it's a none. The kind is an abstract of none. But the params are a list of flexible type. Oh, hey, yeah, maybe we could do that right there.
Yeah.
T params.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
Yeah. So
what are we looking at right now? Kind?
Yeah, we were looking at kind
okay.
and T. So now if we go back to new completions again, we should be able to go and say, in the case of abstract none, now we weren't actually reaching this case in the reduce. We were dropping down to the case.
Yeah, don't worry about the reduce.
Okay. So inside of here, we wanted to do.
Or actually, I'm lost, right? So we have abstract ATTRs to printing, but is it from the reduce or is it from below?
Adders. Which one? Oh no, the reduce says adders. That's why there's a 2 because nothing.
Oh, got it. Okay, great.
So up here, then this is where we want to be, I think.
Yes.
So we want to see if we can get info here. I mean, I'm just going to try to do something like that. And then it's going to be a string, and we wanted to get the first type parameter. So belt dot or abstract type dot contents. No, what were we switching on?
Params.
Type dot params, and that's a list.
Yeah, just do first or a list head. For now.
List dot head, and then first, right? And that was a flexible type.
I'm not sure.
Type dot params declared type dot something dot params.
It would be type dot. Oh, I don't remember.
Declared type dot contents again. Type dot contents params. Yeah.
Oh, right. Exactly.
Okay, let's see if that works, or if it crashes. Hey, look at that. Oh, we
Does it
have to.
work?
No, we
Oh
gotta,
no, remove. Yeah. I won't be able to see anything. Your screen's very blurry.
get info here. It just says A again.
Okay. Oh. So is this the thing that we were trying to print?
It would be good to maybe comment that line. Oh, just to make sure that it compiled successfully once on the example.
Sure. Yeah. Good idea.
I mean, it's probably going to be the same thing, but just to make sure.
Yeah, same thing.
Okay, cool.
So get info here. All right. Can you show, or I have it right here. Okay, share types is, so you said params was a list of flexible type.
It's a list of tuple, and in the tuple, the
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
flexible type.
Yeah.
And I am nearing bedtime.
Same. Okay.
Contents.
Yeah, I gotta go to bed.
You do.
I don't have immediate ideas, but I can look at this tomorrow morning with, yeah,
well,
fresh eyes.
I think we made some great progress tonight. So maybe what we should do here is leave some information about.
Is debatable.
We know that in the hover code, we have a flexible type that can print or ad hoc field shapes. But here we just get A and A. What can we do to get info on ad hoc types? We can actually get the fields here if the js.t type, or if the type of the constructed record is declared. But it would be great to be able to just autocomplete if the types are not declared too. So we can.
Yeah. So one thing that we can do tomorrow is look for, or yeah, just try to like dig into, or dig more into maybe the params or something like that. I'm unsure.
Okay, great. Well, let's see if we can get some time tomorrow to hack on this some more.
Yeah.
Thanks.
It's definitely fun.
Everyone. Yeah, this
is fun.
It's cool to get learning from all of you too, especially you, Antonio. Thanks for your
No worries. I'm happy to do this again tomorrow.
Okay, great. Well, I'll ping you then. Thanks for watching, everyone who is watching. Bye.
All right. Have a nice night, everyone.
Yeah, you too. See you tomorrow.